Alright, we're going to go ahead and look at hints for factoring these. So we could have done this other than our division problem that we did. So there's some things to look at. One, all day yesterday, and then these guys here. This one here is always the cube root of that, and this one here is always the cube root of that one. This one here is always this one squared. This one here is always this one squared, and this one here is always just those guys multiplied together, but with the opposite sign. So what we're looking at is if we have a cubed minus b cubed, our little factor would just be the cube root and the cube root, but our big factor is this one squared, which is a squared. It's this one including that squared, so negative b times negative b, so this one's going to be a squared as well. And then this one here is always multiplied together, but then the opposite sign. I like to say opposites attract. So we're going to take the opposite sign, but then multiply them together. So what do we mean by that? Thank you. We're going to go ahead and write this guy as a factor. So this is going to be the cube root of that one. The cube root of 125. So say you don't know what that is, and you need to, on your calculator under math, and then right down here, math 4, it's a little cube root button. So it gives you cube root of 125. And then we see that that's 5. Or you can guess and check and say like 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So x plus 5, so this is the same sign. If this one was a plus here, then that one would be a plus, and then this one would be a minus. So again, this is always the same sign, and then this one is always the opposite sign, so opposites attract. My other factor would be this guy squared, this guy squared, which is 25, sorry, and then the middle term is these guys multiplied together, but opposites attract the opposite. So let's look at this one here. Square root of cube root of 64 is 4. We just did that one of the 5, and that's a plus. Now, say you get here and you're like, oh my gosh, I have no idea, I don't remember how to find the other. I just remember that's cube root and the same sign. Well, then you just go back to factoring. Just go back to division. You guys are doing such a great job with this. That would be awesome. So you put your 64x cubed, which gives you 16x squared. Multiply together, you get 16 times 5 is 80. I don't want 80. I'm going to get rid of 80. So then this one would be, 80. And then this one would be negative 20. And then I don't want that, so I need to get rid of it, which would be 25. And then that gives you 125, so that works. So then the other one is 16x squared minus 20x plus 25. Now, how does this fit? This guy here is this guy squared. This guy squared is this guy here. This one here is the opposite of the multiplication of these. So opposites attract. These guys get together. We've got 20x, and then that's the opposite of it. So again, if you get to this part and you forget, you can always just do your division again and figure out what the other parts would be.